Hello everybody, I'm Isaac Lukes, and today I will be showing you how to make a balloon dog. Now, the reason I feel I'm qualified to be able to show people how to make a balloon dog is because I myself have been doing this for like a couple weeks now at this point, and I feel that I'm just good enough that I can explain it in a way that literally anybody can understand. Now, the first thing you want to do, you're going to want to do is gather your material. Now, the material you'll need is a 1-260 balloon. I'm personally using a red one right now because that's the color that I tend to attribute with balloon dogs, and a pump. I'm using just a normal basketball pump. They make specialty pumps that can pump it up in like 1 or 2 pumps. I'm not going to use one of those, mainly because that's for nerds. Why would I make something easy? Now what you want to do is you want to pump it up, pull it off, and then you want to do something called burping the balloon. It's where you just let a little bit of air out. So what I normally do is I grab it about right there and just let it go. This also makes it way easier to tie because you have a lot of uninflated end in your hand. So you want to go ahead and tie it, and this is what you're going to start with. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. The first one is going to be a more traditional method. The other one's going to give the ears a little bit more rounded feel. I'm also going to show you how to do the legs a little bit more rounded. You can mix and match the ears and the legs however you would please. So the first thing you do is you grab it. Normally, if you're doing this, you can either, I normally do, if it's an inch, you do about 1.5 fingers. So you want about 3 inches here, so I'm just gonna do 4 fingers because that's just easy for me. So you pinch where you wanna go, and then you twist. Now what you wanna do for this is gonna be your head. Now what you wanna do for the ears is you wanna be sure you hold onto the head because that's not locked yet. And you want to give it about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches on the ears. Now, because I did that like an idiot, my ear and my head, the head and the body are going 2 completely different directions. So I need to wind up the head quite a bit more and then wind up the ear a bit more. Now, once you get to this point, there's 2 things you can do. You can either fold the other ear about 1.5 inches again, or you could do what's way easier, fold it in on itself like this and give it a twist. Now, you want to give this a little bit more over this, because when you twist it, it's going to deflate a little bit. So that's how you're going to be able to get it a good size like that. Now, once you twist that, that is called a lock twist. So your head is now free to, well, be a head. You don't need to hold on to it anymore. Now, what you're going to do next is you're going to get the neck. I'm going to give it about maybe 1 inch, just like a rounded bubble. So you give it that. And you got to remember to hold on to that because that is not locked either. So what you're going to do now is you're going to make the legs before you make the body. So I'm going to show you how to do the rounded legs with this one. I'm going to show you how to do normal legs with the other one. So what I'm going to do for the legs is I'm going to twist it in on itself like that, but it's not twisted there. And then you twist it around the neck like that. So that's your legs. Now you're going to want to do the same. You're going to want to, I might have just done that wrong. You're going to want to leave it like that. Twist it in on itself. And with this one, you're going to want to leave the bottom one a little bit longer than you left it on this one, because that is going to be your tail, and it needs at least a little bubble on the tail, so the air A knows place to go, and B, it doesn't loop back around, because if you leave the tail in the right place, it'll just fall back in on itself and undo. So once you give the same twist as you gave the first one, you just put the tail in the proper position. Most of the time, it will end up down here, and that just doesn't look right in more than one way. So you just twist it, and it has its tail. Now, for your second one, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab the same type of balloon, a 260 balloon, and you're going to want to give it the same pump up, about 3 inches. This time I'm using pink, mainly because I like pink, and anybody who disagrees with me is wrong, completely and entirely. So you're going to want to pump it up, leave about the same amount of the tail undone as the first time. Once again, you're going to want to burp it so that you can use it. So once again, you're going to do the exact same thing with the head. You're going to leave about 3 inches. I'm going to just do 4 fingers. Except this time, what you're going to do is you're going to do kind of what you did with the legs last time. You fold it in on itself and just twist. Now, this is similar to how you make an elephant. The only difference being the nose is going to be a bit shorter. With your other ear, you're just going to do the exact same thing. This one's a little harder to get symmetrical. Also extremely loud. But it's a little harder to get the ears to be the same length. So I do not prefer this one. I prefer the other one way more. Now, this is how you make the legs for the other one, like I mentioned the first time, is you twist it. That's your first leg. Then, like the ears on the first one, you give it about the same amount of leg. Give it a twist. Once you do that, you're going to have this. You're going to want to do the exact same thing on your back legs. This tends not to be that loud of a process. Sometimes it just decides that it wants to be, though. You don't have to be afraid of the balloons popping, though. This is what these balloons are specifically designed to do. So they're made to be turned, twisted, and locked in weird positions. But once you do the same thing with the front legs as you did with once you do the same thing with the back legs as you did with the front legs, you're going to have the same amount of tail, and you have your second balloon dog. Now, I'm trying to think how I want to say this. With the making of these, the reason I believe it is important to know how to do these, it isn't as much important as it is just for fun. It's it's a good time. You can have it fun with kids, or if you know what you're doing, if you're good enough at it, which I am not, you can have fun with a lot of older people, a lot of adults, a lot of teenagers, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's about it.